Welcome back to WatchAdvisor YouTube, where the watches are the stars. But today with me is Omar Marietta. Hello, Alexander. Omar, who is, now please listen carefully. He is CPO. So he is a certified pre-owned engineer. No, I'm kidding. He is Chief Product Officer at Zenith. But you know the word CPO is also used for certified pre-owned.
And I'm taking care of the heritage also at Zenith, so it's
okay. It's all.
That's why we are joking about it.
Yeah, and we are going to present you Roman, me, and he. We both will disappear from your screens, of course, because the watches are the stars, and you will see all details. And we are going to present the new pilots,
the new pilot collection that we are just launching here at Watches and Wonders 2023. 4 new models, a whole new refresh of the collection pilot.
And one of the watches they are referring to is here, and we're gonna show this to you because it's the El Primero Rainbow Flyback from 1997, and it is already here. So have fun with the watches and enjoy our presentation.
Don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell to get our latest notifications.
Romain, we have the new highlight, or the highlight of Zenith in Watches and Wonders 2023. What was the idea behind of having a pilot's collection at Zenith?
We wanted to bring back the genuine essence of what should be a pilot's watch. Meaning, of course, respecting the codes, the DNA of how a pilot's watch needs to look like. But also, of course, functionality first and technicity.
And readability.
And readability, of course.
This is excellent, I see.
Ruggedness, sturdiness. We have been working on an entirely new aesthetic. As you can see, it's totally different from the vintage side of the pilot collection we had before. The last time we refreshed the collection was in 2012, so 11 years ago. And now we're coming back with this new aesthetic, with a new case. Design. We have 2 new size, 40 for the one that you are handling in your hands, the 3 hands, and 42.5 for the chronograph.
And surprise,
of course, open case back,
and a proper Zenith movement.
Yeah, absolutely, and a new also dedicated pilot oscillating weight for each and every collection. We have a dedicated signature in terms of oscillating weight. So it's the brand new one for pilot here, reminding you the artificial horizon, the flying instrument.
Yes, now when you say it, I see it.
Yeah.
I see it. Wait, I want to point out this. So this is the artificial horizon here, you see it.
Exactly. So this was the idea, and you are pointing here the new movement in pilot, which is a 3 hands, but high frequency. It's an El Primero. So it's not anymore an elite like we had in the past in our 3 hands in pilots. So it's the new 3620 platform that we are using also for the DeFi Skyline. But here,
and if you
pilot.
Look here at the balance wheel, you can clearly see how quick it is oscillating in 36,000 semi-oscillations per hour, meaning 5 Hertz. And you already see this, and I think some of you already did when I showed the watch into the camera the first time. Look how smoothly this second hand swipes over the dial. Look here. This is 1/10 of a second, and it almost looks like if it would be a old Accutron movement, where you had that.
Exactly. So we are bringing this in the pilot collection for the first time. I may just come back a bit if you allow me to.
You have all the time you want.
The history of pilots' watches at Zenith. First of all, and this is for me very important, the name Pilot belongs to us. So that's why you can see it on the dial. We have been alongside the pilots, I would say, pioneers since day one. The name is a registered trademark since 1904. So almost 120 years ago, our founder, Georges Favre-Jacot, registered the trademark Pilot as it is, like on the dial, like you can see here, with these brackets. So it's really belonging to us. That's also why the collection can be named Pilot. That was made in 1904, so very quickly, a few months after the very first considered human flight in 1903 from the Wright brother. So for me, it's a demonstration of how visionary the founder was. He was a witness of his time, and He really believed at that time that, of course, aviation will grow, will improve, will help human beings, will help us to have more freedom to travel, to discover culture. So it is exactly also the spirit of what we wanted to bring with this new and more modern Pilote, more contemporary, more in line with what the market is requesting.
The case material we do see here on our screen is
Black ceramic.
black ceramic.
So we have
That's not anything DLC coated or
it's black ceramic.
black ceramic.
Also for the first time in Pilote, we never did it. We are bringing 4 models, 2 in steel and 2 in black ceramic.
We had the freehand steel
Exactly.
first. So
Yep.
this is stainless steel. And of course, to top the entire collection, there are 2 chronographs. That's the chronograph you see here in a stainless steel case, in a ceramic case. So this is the chronograph with a big date indication positioned at 6 o'clock, just above the word Pilote. And yeah,
A flyback chronograph.
oh la la.
We are bringing back also the flyback function. Once again, demonstration of utility, functionality first. What really should be the pilot's watch, a tool watch. You know, the first time we introduced the flyback function on the El Primero was in 1997 on the Pilote Rainbow. You are handling the one which has this tribute also to the Pilote Rainbow, because we have added also the colors that we had in 1997. So here you can also activate and manipulate the flyback function. We entirely reworked the flyback function. It's one of or the smoothest chronograph and flyback function ever created, not only for our brand, but also I believe in the markets. We have really worked on the pressure that you need to apply on the pusher for the start-stop, 500 grams, and for the reset, 900 grams. So it's very, very smooth.
This is something I really like. You talk to someone who really knows everything. Roma, that's great. If you're handling a chronograph, of course, there's first of all, you can differentiate easily a chronograph that has a column wheel from a chronograph that has none. Because if the watch has a column wheel, normally the haptics you get, the feedback you get is there's one defined point, you press, and then the chronograph either stops or starts, as I say. So this is what he's talking about. This is the pressure you need on the push piece. It's about 500 grams, and then you get to that one particular point, and it's clearly, you feel it. There's no way of being misled by the push piece. So it's here. When I press, then it stops or starts. And it's 900 gram
For flyback function.
to be sure not to misuse it. Or why is it more? Is it technical reason or more a reason of security?
No, more a reason of security.
Yeah.
That's true. And we have been able, already the El Primero is one of the softest on the market because of the column wheel, and you mentioned it, and also the lateral clutch. But this one is even better, and we made it possible through the latest compliance technology study and hours of simulation. And we also have some shape of components that are very different, and we can also give you more information and assets about this. But we wanted to come with the flyback back in the collection, but with something more. So that's why we reworked it.
And I can tell you, it's really a shame that a video can't give you this
The feeling.
the feeling.
Yeah.
It's really impressive. When I do the reset, the flyback reset, and this is what I'm going to do next. I will press here the push piece at 4 o'clock. This is really something incredible. I have to say now, Roma, when he's talking about it, this is really wow. That's fantastic. You feel it on your fingertip, and whoop, goes back.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
We have been able to divide it by 2, the amount of pressure compared to a regular El Primero. Okay. So that's a fact. Here you can, I would say, admire the new movement, 3652, flyback function chronograph with big date. And the big date, and it's the highlight of this piece, is an entirely new big date, 2-disc.
Let me take the black one, the ceramic one, to show the big date function.
Yeah.
And I just reset the hands to make them smile to my audience. There you go. The watch smiles at you. Buy me, buy me.
So as you can see, it's at 6 o'clock. It's very big. It's very legible. It's 2 concentric discs. okay, on the same level. That's very important. We have been able to add here a lot of highly technical features. First of all, we have 3 patents on this big dates. We have one that has been deposited for the thickness of it. We have been able to divide it by 2 from our current former, I would say, big date function that we had in the past. So from 1.5 millimeter to 0.75 millimeter. You can see how secure, efficient, and I would say pleasing it is when you are manipulating the disc and rotating the disc as you are doing here, Alexander.
I do fully agree. And you get, every time you turn the crown, it is almost comparable to the haptic you get back from the movement when you press the push pieces. There's one defined moment and there's click. How quick is it changing? It's some
7,000 of a second. It's a real instantaneous big date. So that's also the whole purpose of these watches. And we inspired ourselves from the board, the departure board in airports. You know, when you were waiting for your flights.
I remember.
You remember
legendary
this sound like
yeah.
Normally it was written go to gate, boarding, or delayed, or cancel.
And cancel this up.
We wanted to have the same, I would say, feeling, pleasing feeling. So if you play with the dates, you have this rotation.
Let me take the watch closer to my microphone.
And if you rotate faster, you get the feeling of the departure board.
This is how the watch sounds. It's sound design. Next level of watchmaking. Like in cars, when you buy an expensive car and you close the door,
you have a
sound engineer has been treating that door so long that it sounds good. And it's the same here. It really sounds excellent.
I'm not saying we did that, but in reality, we inspired ourselves from this. Another feature is the second patent is on the fact that it's impossible with this instantaneous big date to have a double jump, which is something that can happen, and then you have a desynchronization of the disc. And we have a patent, it's impossible to have it. One thing you should, of course, understand is you need a lot of energy and force to make the disc rotate, but you also need a lot of energy to break it, to avoid 2 days
jumps,
2-day jump. So we have a patent to avoid this. And the third patent is on the fact that we wanted to have the same feeling when you do it by the crown, like you are doing now, or by the ends. Same efficiency, same speed, same intensity and instantaneous big date feeling.
You were talking about the instantaneous, so we will show that.
Yep.
So it was noon because I always set the watches to 10 past 10, and now I will forward the hands to midnight.
Yes.
Please watch closely the 28, jumping to the 29 precisely, hopefully at midnight. Let's see. It comes, and there you go.
We have a tolerance, you know.
But this is really wonderful, and you don't even see the change because it happens.
It's really instantaneous.
And there you go.
There you go.
And it has always a click. And I think when you're wearing the watch, you will feel it on the wrist as well. And
the tolerance is 10 minutes, so 5 before 12 or 5 past 12.
I take
the other one,
the steel version. Okay, now let me continue turning it. It's no, and we come. So let's see once again. Please check exactly the 28. That will jump to the 29.
Tack. This one is even better.
This is precisely midnight.
Yeah.
Great.
And you can also show something else. If you go back once again to 10 p.m., we have added a security starting from 10. It will be impossible to do the correction of the dates. We have added a security to avoid any wrong manipulation. You can put 10:10. Okay. Then try to change the date on position 1.
Yeah, nothing happens.
You hear the sound,
yes,
but nothing is happening.
Yeah,
there's a security.
Let you hear the sound. Excuse me. So you heard me manipulating it, you heard the clicking, and it's still showing the 29th. So nothing happened. So this is and when is the security over?
When it's midnight.
Okay. Great features. So free patents protecting these developments.
Yeah, it's really what I would say the most complex big date we have ever created. I think, and we can honestly say it, I think it's one of the best on the market. We have worked really a lot on this new development because we really wanted to bring innovation on a watch that looks relatively simple to register, chronograph with big date, but in reality it's highly technical and high frequency, so a lot of content for that watch.
Since the boss, the chief product officer is his precise title, Romain's title, is here, I will now ask him to unveil some of the important figures you all want to know, of course. The case diameter, please.
40 millimeter for the 3 hands.
40 millimeters. The thickness of the case.
This one is 12.9.
12.9 thickness.
Yes.
Quite reasonable, I would say, for a pilot's watch. And the legendary so-called lug-to-lug distance. This is an important measurement.
On this one is 49.6.
49.6 is the lug-to-lug distance. Very good. I try to give you in our videos more and more the figure of the dial aperture. That's the real size of the dial, despite the entire case. In German, we say Zifferblattschau. And Romain, do you by coincidence also know this?
Yes, 32.4 millimeter.
So to give you an impression, the case size is 40 millimeters, but what you see where you read the time is 32.4, is it?
0.4, yeah.
Great.
And the lug wide is 20 millimeter for the strap.
20, and is it tapering? Yes, it does.
Yes.
A little bit.
2016.
The watch comes with a folding clasp.
Yes. Interchangeable strap system. So you have pusher on the back where it's written push to remove for once again create a small details and a link to aviation.
Push to remove. Push to remove. That's very nice. Push to remove. But I just want to say I'm wearing gloves as always. And if I may do this with gloves, you see it works. So this construction is a good one.
Yes.
So alternatively to this beautifully looking black strap,
the steel version are coming also with a second strap included, which is this brown calfskin.
Brown.
That's for the steel version.
You have to listen to the click.
Yes.
Hear this. Now, I heard it. You see, it's a haptical feedback. And now it is a different watch. Again,
different face.
Different face. Coming, looking more vintage maybe with that brown calfskin. And with the tissue strap, it looks a little bit more modern, I would say.
They come on black Cordura effect rubber. Likewise for the steel, but the second strap for the black ceramic are khaki green Cordura effect strap. So once again, same operation. You can put the second strap, which gives a more...
And it comes with the watch.
It's included in the price, absolutely.
Whenever I can do this with gloves in front of the camera, you guys can be sure that this can be done without the need of a watchmaker. That's really... And it's done. And that's the look of the chrono with the green strap. That's more, I would say, a military look. It gets green and black, very military colors. So once again, also to say this clearly, this is a 1/10 of a second chronograph. And what you see here is the central chronograph hand swiping over the dial in the speed of 1/10 of a second. And if you are into chronographs and if you like chronographs, you probably have asked yourself all the other chronographs that do not feature the 1/10 of a second. For instance, if it is a 28,800 or 4 Hertz, then the central second hand will swipe with the speed of 1/8 of a second, or 1/6 of a second if it is a 21,600, or 1/5 of a second if it is at 18,000 semi-oscillations. But the only true chronograph, I would say, that really shows what we measure is the 1/10 of a second. Or have you ever seen any sport result being given to you in 1/8 of a second? I don't think so. It's always 1/10, 1/100, 1,000 of So it is really Zenith and some other companies who do provide the chronographs that make really sense in terms of if you want to read or make.
Absolutely. The scale that we human are using for reference to measure timing.
Yeah.
And the only feature that we haven't talked about is the new dial pattern that you can appreciate here with when you play with lights. So it's to remind you the old plane cabins, we call it the horizontal groove, that you can find in, for example, the Junker type of plane. So it's once again an ode to aviation, to travel. Of course, applied metallic Arabic numerals filled with superluminova. Same for the chronograph hands, and of course, hour and minute hands.
So now we need the sizes and all the technical details of the chronograph. The diameter here is
42.5 millimeter.
42.5. We do have a thickness of
14.3 millimeter.
14.3.
So still relatively doing okay for such a complicated chronograph with a big date specifically.
And since I'm now turning the watch to the back side so you can see the lugs, there is a lug-to-lug distance also.
Lug-to-lug of 51.4.
51.4. So if you're wondering or thinking about, or if you're getting interested in the chronograph, it's some information that might be useful for you, as always. And as before, I do also want to give you the diameter of the dial or the dial aperture. And I think Omar, he knows everything. He will also tell you.
34.2 millimeter for the opening.
Incredible. Omar, you are like a computer. It's rare that I sit down with a technician who knows everything by heart. Great. So 34.2 millimeters, is that what you see on the watch? And the rest is, meat or case, the encasing. But in 34.2 millimeters is what you see. Here is the perfect
folding clasp.
Yeah. There is some...
That's a steel PVD, black PVD folding clasp.
What you see here is some protection that has been applied. The stickers do protect this clasp. It's a new one. So this is not an error we have been filming or dirt or something. It is a protection, but you take it off. It's a sticker that it's only protecting the new clasp when you buy it. And when you get one, you will have the same on it before you take it away. But I leave it. Tuck, you close. You have a functionality like a normal pin buckle. You go through here. You find the correct hole you want to use. First hole, and there comes the pin. And then you press on it, and then you have...
Exactly.
Voila. There you go. And the star, Zenith star, here prominently on the clasp. Nice. There you see. And then you close. And you have two loops where you go in, and then that's how the watch looks like when you wear it. Here it comes. Nice. Beautiful. Roma, the most important question for many watching this video now is price-wise.
I will give you the prices in Swiss francs if it's fine.
Yeah, of course.
7,500 Swiss francs for the 3 hands in steel.
Including tax?
Yes.
7,500.
With 2 straps included.
The ceramic version is
of 9,500, so plus 2,000 Swiss francs. Included, of course, the second strap. Then chronograph in steel, 11,400 Swiss. Also second strap included.
Yes. And last but not least, maybe my favorite,
the ceramic one is also same rule, plus 2,000 Swiss francs, so 13,400 Swiss francs.
This is a really, really pretty cool watch, I have to say. Very much like it. the readability is incredible.
Of course.
Excuse me if I do compare it with a brand called Sin, but Sin delivered for many, many years the best readable dials because you really focus it. And this is almost, you couldn't be better.
I appreciate the comment from coming from you, Alexander.
No, but this is really, readability is something that's so important. And also the big date indication really is fun because how many of us who can afford a watch in that price range do have maybe some problems with their eyes? I do. I wear glasses, others do. And the big date indication is something you always read. If you compare the big date to the small ceramic watch, look how small date is here, just to give you a comparison. Isn't a big date indication something that is really nice to have in the sense of readability? Yeah, it is. But so much better. And it is perfectly integrated in the dial. It doesn't disturb anything. It doesn't cut away any indexes. It is just there. You even were able to put on the name Pilote here.
Exactly.
And instead of cutting away the 6, you said no.
And you know why? We have added this horizontal index to also remind you the artificial horizon that we have put also on the back of the watch with the oscillating weight. So it gives you also the sense, the directions of how to read your watch.
And yes, thank you very much for not cutting away here the 6. That would have really looked awful.
Romain,
Yes, Alexander.
thank you very much.
Welcome.
For pleasure. Perfect presentation.
I think we did the overview quite well.
Yeah, and I have to say my respect to him, knowing all technical details by heart. This is really, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexander.
And look, this is the design of the
Zifferblatt.
This is the dial design, also taking part here at the booth of the Zenith. Bye-bye from Watches and Wonders 2023. Thank you once again.
Welcome, Alexander.
Romain Marietta, CPO. I have to certify pre-owned, but a good one.